What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Opinions from Offside. We've got a very special episode today because we've got another very special guest. We've got our friend Connor here today. Kanye, do you want to take the reins and introduce Connor properly?
Yeah, do it myself. He knows who he is. Come on, Connor, tell us about yourself, son.
Yeah, it's been waiting to get on the old podcast. It's been a time coming on it, planning it, and then trying to get the right time and date. So yeah,
And you got your Wi-Fi sorted.
No, I'm on the data. I'm on the old data. The Wi-Fi's still not on.
Bloody hell.
Well, it's all come together. Well, as you can see, Connor's a big Liverpool fan, so we're going to do Connor's Premier League era 1 to 11 Liverpool. I'm going to give my offering as a neutral, and Kanye is going to give us his 1 to 11, and then we're going to use Chat AI to simulate who would win in that game. And then he's going up against Terry's team, which is the reigning, not champions, but leaders at the moment from his Arsenal 11, and it's going to be winner stays on. So just before we start, people would have detected the Irish accent. What brought you over to the red side of Liverpool? What brought you? What made you become a Liverpool fan, Connor? I know it's in the family with your dad, but what's the story there?
Yeah, you probably hear a lot of people would say, the capital of Liverpool's the capital of Ireland, and yeah, it's all in the family, and I didn't know any different, to be honest. But I was always a big Liverpool fan until I went to Liverpool and went to my first game, and that's when I was kind of realised it's more than just a football club. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it was good once I got over there and seeing what it was actually really like. Yeah, there was no doubt about it.
That's amazing. Do you remember your first game? Do you still remember that? I remember my first game. My first West Ham game was at home at Upton Park back when we were at the bowling ground, and it was a 3-1 win against Leicester, and it would have been about 1989 for me. So I don't know. Do you remember your first Liverpool game?
My first game was actually against West Brom away, and we were actually in the away end. We could only get tickets in the away end, and we hammered them. I think it was 6-0. Yeah, and when Liverpool kept scoring, my dad had to keep holding me down. Yeah, yeah, but we absolutely battered them. Yeah, I think Luis Garcia was playing then. Xabi Alonso just started. Yeah, it was good.
Nice. So who were your Liverpool heroes growing up? Who did you really look up when you were a little boy playing football?
Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard.
Do you know what? I was convinced you were going to say Steve Staunton. That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, Gerrard's the main man, and he is for a lot of people,
Yeah, absolutely. Iconic. So I'll tell you what, let's go through one at a time. We'll start with you, Connor. Give us your all-time Premier League era goalkeeper. So who you got in goal for your team?
Yeah, I don't think there's much doubt about it. And a lot of people don't realise, and he's a world-class goalkeeper now, but a lot of people don't realise that without him in the Champions League, when we beat Napoli in the group stage, it was near the end of the game and he pulled off one of the best saves. Without that save, we would have won nothing. We went on to win the Champions League, went on to win the Super Cup, went on to win the Club World Cup. So it has to be Alisson Becker.
Yeah, and the same for you, Kanye?
Yeah, you'd have to get to Alisson, wouldn't you? Like, what a keeper. Like, just so good. And not just in goal, the Napoli game. Don't forget, he scored the header. Like a salmon. Boom.
Scored the header, yeah.
Yeah, mate. Like, just
coming up injury time, was it?
Yeah. Was it West Brom?
West Brom away, yeah.
Yeah, West Brom away. We needed it to get fourth. And typical, was it Spurs? Spurs were leading us and ended up finishing fourth. And we finished third. Typical Spurs or something like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Liva? Have you got anyone different?
No. At the end, the funny thing is, when I was sitting down to do this, like 10 minutes before we came on, there's so many nostalgia players that over the years I really enjoyed as a neutral. So, like, honourable mentions to Pepe Reina and Jerzy Dudek, and I nearly went with Bruce Grobbelaar just because he was mental. But he would have only played a year or two in the Premier League, to be honest.
Yeah.
Grobbelaar. So when I was looking over the team, there's so many of the current team, as we'll see as we go, that are just levels above, and the game has evolved. That if you want to win and you want your strongest, then you've got to go with a couple of these that are currently playing today, and Alisson Becker is definitely one of them. So we're all in agreement there, I think.
Yeah. He's in the team sheet. The question is, because I'm guessing you've gone for a back four.
Yeah.
But have you gone for 3 in midfield or 4 in midfield?
So I've gone for 4 at the back, and then I have 4-2-3-1.
Ooh,
Nice.
I like it.
I know you did
difficult.
with Terry. You did Terry. You did the no players out of position. I have one player a little bit out of position, just a tiny bit. But so I've gone for a 4-2-3-1.
Is it Loris Karius up top, furthest away from our goal as possible?
Playing with Real Madrid.
I'll be stunned if we don't heavily feature Phil Babb. So let's just move on to right back. This is another one. Looking over the years, the talent you've had at Liverpool. This is another one. I think we're probably going to be tied up all three. I think, unless I'm wrong, I'm guessing all three of us have gone for Trent at right back.
Yeah, I've gone for Trent. Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of decent ones over our time. I remember when we bought, remember the Norwegian, Vegard Hegum? He had like 3 good games, but the 3 games he had were good. Like, he was out of this world. Then he was just dog shit. Like, just madness. A couple of them were crazy, but yeah, you got to go Trent, and we're big Trent.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to ask Trent. Connor, because Kanye and I debate this often.
Unpopular opinion.
Is he a good defender? No.
That's what the unpopular opinion is.
I think he's a better defender than what people make him out to be. Because he's so good going forward, you know, the attention is all on his attacking. But he's actually not a bad defender. When you put him up against the stats of any of the other, well, especially the English right backs, there's no major difference in. It's just because he's such an attacking player. They kind of focus on any bad mistakes he does make at right back as a defender.
Plus, it's tough for him because he's the most unique right back in the league, probably in the world. And where he plays that sort of hybrid position where he can come into the midfield to spray passes around, people accuse him of being out of position when you lose possession. But he's been asked. Well, I have accused him of that, but
you say that.
But hang on, where's the devil? Let me play with Devil's Avocado card. Where's me Devil's Avocado, right? Devil's Avocado. But he's being asked to be in that position. But also, you should have your defensive duties on point.
So a lot of towards the end of Klopp, when Klopp was trying to put him through the middle, Konate was playing as that, you could say, the false right back covering Trent. So if Konate's not doing his job and he's elsewhere, the blame's going to Trent. You know, because a lot of people just see that's where Trent should be, even though Konate is actually supposed to be in there while Trent's in midfield. So there's a lot more to it than just blaming Trent for not being at right back.
See, I look at it as like, if I was playing that sort of tactic and Trent's caught in the wrong position, I would expect my 6 to drop back into centre back, the centre back to drop to the right. And now I've got a back 4 and Trent's lost the ball in the middle, so he's already there. So instead of him running 40, 50 yards that right back position, he runs 10 to cover the centre mid. The centre mid covered the centre back steps across. It's how you footballers now that play through it front attack. You're fluid with how you go and where you go as long as someone's in that position. And I don't understand why it's not the same for defensively. But then last year we didn't really have a 6 to do that. I mean, we had Endo coming in. I think we missed out as much as we talk about. We're not bothered about Zubamende. I think he would have been perfect for us. And I said to you, Levy, a couple of weeks ago, he will go to Man City in January. Like, he'll be at Man City in January. Like, he's the perfect replacement for Rodri. Yeah.
After Rodri's injury, I think so.
Yeah, he'll be there. That's where he'll go. I mean, there's talk apparently that he turned down Liverpool because he's got an agreement with Xabi Alonso to go to Real Madrid at the same time as him in the summer. But I think when Man City come in, the money will be there. Replacement of Rodri, it'll go. If anything, it'll be Rodri that will go to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
but he's Atletico Madrid though, isn't he, Rodri?
So was Courtois.
I know, but Courtois is Belgian. Rodri's Spanish. You know, it's
Political thing, innit?
well, money does talk, but I think Rodri doesn't look like, well, from what you hear of what he's like as a growing through the football ranks, he doesn't seem like a money bags player.
Everyone's not a
But
money bags player
you
until
wait
you
and
get the
see.
money.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but just coming back to Trent, we're all agreeing on Trent, I think, and he is a good player. He is a great player, and he's started to look better for England under Carsley because I think he sort of understands the role he plays. He's no David Burrows, but he's pretty good. Your left backs, just have you, Kanye. Let's have you first, Kanye. Who you got a left back?
I've gone for Robbo. Like,
Yeah, I thought.
I mean, it was as much as I love the Connors looking like John Arisa. Just it's got to be Robbo. Like, just I love Robbo's attitude. Plus, he's Scottish. Get it up, yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
go
see,
Steve
this with
Finnan,
this.
no?
No, he's right back in it. I mean, Steve Finnan's interesting fact is he was the first player to play in League Two, League One, Championship, Premiership, and Champions League.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when you're looking through the standard. So far, we've got the current first team goalkeeper, the current right back. He's got the current left back. And this is why I tried to break away from it, right? Because I've also got Van Dijk in there, centre back, bit of a spoiler. So I've gone for John Arisa. And do you know what sort of a left foot it was, didn't you?
Oh,
Rocket.
It was a wand.
it was a wand. Anyone with a left foot, it's always a wand, isn't it?
It was unreal, wasn't it? Yeah, so I'm going to spoil the trend. I've gone for Risa, John Arne Risa at left back. How about you, Connor?
That free kick against United just deserves to be put at left back anyway. I've gone Robbo. I just think what he's done when he came in from Hull City to go into the first team and has just been unreal since he stepped foot on the pitch. So I can't see past
I couldn't
Robbo.
argue against it. I couldn't argue against it. I just want to change it up and make it a little bit more interesting because my first of two centre backs. Well, I'll give you both. My centre backs I've gone for, and again, you're spoiled for choice. I've gone for Van Dijk just because you've got to. Honourable mention to Carragher, but I've gone for Sammy Hippier or Hypier, however you prefer to say it. So I've gone for Sammy Hypier and Van Dijk as my centre backs. Who have you got, Connor?
That's the two I went for.
You as well.
Well, I was going. Van Dijk was obviously the main one, and it was between Hippier and Carragher. It just depends on. It's still, if you're looking to play the current football, you go for Hippier. But if you're looking to go for someone to win and smash you, you go Carragher. But yeah, I'd stick with Hippier.
Yeah, no worries. So that's so far we're pretty much in agreement in the goalkeeper and in the defence. Except I've gone buck the trend with John Arne Risa. So moving into midfield, give us what you got there. What you got there, Kanye?
So my holding midfielder is Xavi. I've got Alonso in the midfield is my first one.
Alonso and Gerrard I've got in the two.
What's your two gone there, Connor?
Xavi Alonso and Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, see, I went Alonso, and I've gone for Gerrard as well. Obviously, can't be a bit of Stevie G, can you?
No. I thought we might all be similar on this. I mean, how good was Alonso for those few seasons, Connor? In your opinion?
Unreal.
Yeah,
he was a monster, wasn't he? He was a monster.
Yeah. And the best thing about him, he went to Ireland and did Gaelic football.
Oh no way! Really?
Yeah. He was doing Gaelic football in Ireland, and then he went over to obviously ended up playing at Liverpool. So this is Gaelic football.
This is actually a good chance to talk to you about one of the things that Kanye and I wanted to talk to you about, and that is the sort of differences between playing football here in Spain, in Tenerife, and playing football back home. What are the main sort of tactical differences that you see? You got some opinions, I know, Kanye, but you said before that Connor's a good person to talk about this.
Yeah, the main difference I found is the speed of play and the physicality of play. A lot of football here, like you play with I've played a lot of in the Spanish teams and that it's all tactics and one touch football, pass, go, all that carry on. Where in Ireland, not this is pretty shite, but the UK and that is just you haven't got any time. You take a touch and you're on. You like my brother went over and he was trying to do it, make it as doing football over there, and he just said the same. Said tactical wise and football brain wise, I was so much better than him. But every time I had the ball, there was someone literally on my feet. So yeah, it's just the speed and the intensity of the football.
Yeah. Would you add anything to that, Kanye?
I mean, playing. I mean, we've seen it kind of when we played together. It seems to like it's keep the ball for keep the ball's sake sometimes. And when they play against us, I think the styles sort of clash because when we play with our British team that plays, or British and Irish team, sorry, my bad, British and Irish team. When we play there, like we're just like, right, let's go and press and we'll get the ball, put them under pressure. But they'll happily just keep the ball and pass it backwards all the way to the keeper, even if they're on our 18-yard line, and they'll just keep the ball for keep the ball's sake, and then they tire you out. And the movement and dropping into space to receive the ball is so much better. I bet that's one of the things your brother would have found out playing when he tried to play in the UK. The options here, there's always an option with you. When I played with some of the Spanish boys here, there's always an option. They always want the ball. And not saying that the UK guys don't, but when they do get it, it's panic and it's go forward rather than, right, I already know where my pass is going before I get it. We've seen that with some of the players we play. They just love to hit it long, turn the defense and push up, and it doesn't work, especially against when teams want to keep the ball. So yeah, that's one of the big differences I've noticed.
Yeah, the thing is, the ball's always going to move faster than you. So, you got to be clever with it, move people about, and it tires you out when you're just constantly moving about on the ball. Right, so moving into the final third, I haven't really thought about what sort of formation. I've just tried to include everyone. So, sort of on the right, sort of inside forward, or maybe the right of a three. I've got to be Salah, hasn't it? Again, staying with the current crop of players at Liverpool. I think that's probably going to be a common selection, is it?
Yeah, it's got to be in it. Like, come on, like one of the unpopular opinions that I'll bring later is about Salah. We'll see what you think to that, but Salah's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Salah makes it into the all-time Premier League team. Never mind just the Liverpool one.
Yeah, he's got it on his stats alone. Does he still hold the Premier League goals record of like 33 or something? League
goals in a season. I think so.
Yeah.
I think is he tied? Is Haaland tied with him?
I don't know. Is it 36 or something he had?
It's 38, isn't it?
Just crazy. Yeah. In a 38 game season.
Yeah.
Which I know it used to be 44 or something like that, didn't it?
Yeah. Crazy.
Right, so Salah's on the right.
Yeah, Salah's on the right. So very tempting to go for Mane on the left. But just to be sentimental, and this might be his prime might have been a bit before your time, I've gone for John Barnes.
Man like Barnes there.
Yeah, I've had to go for Barnes. What do you think? Agree, disagree? Any thoughts?
Completely see why, but Premier League, he's sort of in the centre, wasn't he? He's sort of gone to a camber there now because his legs are not gone.
Yeah.
But I completely understand.
When he was first at Liverpool, and more so, I think, when he was at Watford, he could just go down the left and just like, you've probably seen that famous goal for England. And he was like synonymous with not turning up for England, not being very good for England. But you've probably seen his solo goal against Brazil. Have you not seen clips of that? Just runs around everyone. And that's the Barnes I remember from more the late 80s, really, than the Premier League era. If I was doing it like strictly on Premier League and without any nostalgia, then you're probably going to go Mane, I think. But I mean, yeah. But Barnes, just because I want to throw someone in there a bit nostalgic.
Who are you going for, Connor?
Yeah, I was thinking you have the likes of Barnes. He didn't make his a lot of appearances, and that was towards the end, wasn't it? In the Premier League era.
Yeah.
Which is a few of them that you're thinking of throwing in. They did make Premier League appearances, but Yeah, I'm just thinking that when you think of Liverpool in the Premier League and when they won the most and they were, I think, the best team, the Liverpool team, it has to be Mane.
Yeah. See, that
See,
Mane was the one I was
I,
like pouring over. And when you're talking, just touching on there, people that made Premier League appearances, but they weren't in their peak in the Premier League, like people like Ian Rush for his goal record, but you just can't put him in the Premier
No,
League
no.
era.
because you look at the likes of Barnes and Darwin Núñez has more goals than Barnes in the Premier League era. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a bit. But if you're going all out Liverpool team taking away the Premier League, then yeah, you could have a better argument to throw the likes of Barnes in there.
Well, if you were
See,
doing all time, then you'd have people like Dalglish and Hansen
Oh
and
yeah,
Souness,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So it's
see,
tough.
with mine though, see, I was torn between Mane and Coutinho because those years that we had Coutinho, he was otherworldly for us, especially because we weren't really that great of a team when he was first like becoming the star man. I mean, we had Gerrard, and then we lost Alonso, and then
The only good, the only
we
good thing
replaced Alonso with Jay Spearing. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had to supply players like Neil Mello and Benoit Cheroux and Cinema
I
Pongo.
was I was at the FA Cup final against Chelsea. Was it 2012 when Andy Carroll scored and it was on the line and they didn't give it. What year was it? I think it was 2012. But anyway, Jay Spearing started the game, and the Liverpool fans wanted him off, and they were going mad. And his family were sitting right behind me, and the Liverpool fans were all giving him, yeah.
Oh.
So,
See, I'm not about that. If he's playing, support the lad. And don't get me wrong, you're as good as your ability. But if someone's willing, it's one of those you're only valued at what someone's willing to pay you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
if someone's willing to play you in that game, then they must be seeing something the fans don't see in training and stuff like that. So that's his value. But like, you can't compare. I mean, it's like signing Aquilana. Like, Jesus Christ.
And do you know what else it is? Like over West Ham, I can only speak for my club. We've always appreciated players that are not necessarily well beaters, but give their all, like really try.
Yeah.
And there's like a debate at the moment. Like Thomas Soucek is technically awful. Like he sometimes has stats where he's made 4 passes in 90 minutes. And he's got a 50% pass rate because only 2 of them have gone to a player. But you know what he's done? He's put his head in at the last minute and cut himself to bits and like saved a shot on goal, or he's popped up in the last minute with a header and equalised or got us the winner. Like we've always like had a lot of time for people that he don't stop running. He runs about 15 miles or 15 kilometres a game. Like on average, he don't stop running. He puts his head in where it hurts. Like you see his post-match interview the other day. He's got a scar on his face, run over his eye, and he's done all them playing for us. Like he's gone on Terry Butcher style, all bandaged up. So, sometimes you just got to love people that put the effort in. So
yeah,
Big Susek has got me a lot of FPL points in the past.
yeah. So I mean, we always say he'd like if there was a Ballon d'Or for players just inside the box, he'd win the Ballon box because he's brilliant in defending our box and he's brilliant being a box crasher. For in the last minute. So and I've gone for this was the hardest position really because you've just had a wealth of talent over the years. I've gone for a 2 up front of Suarez and Fowler.
Suarez and Fowler over Owen.
Yeah.
No Anthony Latalic. No Titi Camara.
I've been controversial because if you listen to my midfield, I dropped out Danny Murphy as well. So
did you?
When you haven't got Danny Murphy, what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. So yeah, crazy. Right, Connor, who you gone for? You went for a 4-2-3-1. Who's your 10?
Yeah, so I have the mighty Uruguayan of Darwin Núñez. No. Luis Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez.
Luis Suarez. And he could have single-handedly won us the Premier League. Obviously did when the Gerrard slip, but he scored I can't remember how many goals, and it was a top goal scorer, broke all records, and he didn't even play the full season.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable.
Was it 3 years in a row we got a hat trick against Norwich?
Yeah.
We do like a player with a bit of bite, don't we? A bit of bite.
We do. Is he
you
still
gone
playing
for?
now, Suarez? Or is he retired? I'm sure he's still playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's Inter Miami with Messi and Busquets
Yeah.
and Jordi Alba.
yeah. Barcelona B. Yeah.
They've just won the MLS. So
Oh, there's another trophy in the cabinet for him.
yeah.
Who you gone for,
Yeah.
Kanye?
I've gone Suarez, and you know what? It was tough out of Torres and Owen, like just because of the Owen. The early Owen was a monster. He was just so hard to play against.
All
But
that pace. It was the injury.
yeah,
Picked
but I
early,
think,
didn't
yeah. But for 2 years as well, Torres was also just unplayable, like so good. So I went. I went for Torres just because, as well, he got his 50 million and then did fuck all.
Yeah.
And because of that, the Torres 50 million, we actually got Suarez. So
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
him and Andy Carroll were the replacements.
Yeah, I've gone Suarez and Torres as well. I think that season of him and Gerrard was, you know, a lot of people talk about the Vidic and Ferdinand partnership being, you know, so good and dominating, and he went to Old Trafford and made the two of them look like Muppets.
Yeah, Ferdinand was hiding. That game where everyone talks about. So apparently, the week after that was the vote for the PFA Player of the Year, and Vidic was hands down favourite to win it. That game happened, and then obviously other people started voting. They've remembered that in the memory. But if you watch the game, Ferdinand gets tore up by Torres on the left, and then just sort of pushes Vidic towards him and doesn't go near him. Ferdinand shies away from it, and not a lot of people see that. But because that's the position I've played, I'm like, you cheeky.
Right, so in the interest of time, let's just rush through this. Go on, Connor. Go on, mate.
No, go on. You're gone.
I was just going to say, so I've got some honourable mentions. Like I said, Rayner, Dudek, Carragher, Rush, Dieter Harman. I thought he was good for a couple of seasons.
Man like Didi. Yeah.
Dan Mulby, because it was my nickname growing up. And my subs would have been Owen, McManaman, Coutinho. Them me 3 subs.
Yeah,
We'll allow you 3 subs.
Player.
Who you got?
See, I'd have gone defender, midfielder, striker. I'd have gone Carragher as my sub defender.
Yeah.
I would have gone with, you know what I'd have gone for in midfield? McAllister. When he came to us at 36, he was such a good player.
Yeah.
Like, so good. And imagine him at his peak. And then up top, I'd have gone with Owen.
Yeah.
Or maybe Ryan Babel.
Right. Glenn Helder.
I mean, to be fair, the only other right back we had who was halfway decent in the Premier League era was Glenn Johnson.
Yeah, he was. That game against Chelsea.
Yeah. Scored a couple of worldies, didn't he?
Who was the other Babel you had?
Marcus Babel.
You had defender.
Marcus Babel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the German centre back or / right back.
Yeah. Right. So look, let's take Connor's team and put it into chat and then see how he gets on against Terry's mighty goalkeeperless Arsenal.
David Raya. Oh, right. Let's have a look.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to throw up some iconic kits. Well, I think iconic kits. Let us know your favourite out of this, Connor, whilst he's doing that, right?
Yeah, pick your kit to play against Terry's as well.
Right, here we go. Yeah, what kit are we going for? Are we going for the legendary cream one? Right.
Okay.
Or that one? Or that one? Are we going old school now? Ready? This is me growing up. I remember that one. Candy.
That one.
Like Banzi.
Right, and that's out again. This was another iconic one. The yellow crown paint one away. That I always think of as a good one. This was shocking. Big Stan modelling it. Right. And then that I quite liked. Quite recent. What was that, 2020? 21?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Balance.
What do you reckon? What's your favourite one out of them?
My favourite one wasn't shown, but my favourite one out of them would be hold on, 2 seconds.
Daddy duties.
I was going to say earlier on when you were saying your lineup, I said the baby definitely disagrees. Opinions from offside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mane one.
Seven.
2020, 2021. No,
Oh, the 2020.
was it?
No, that
Was it
one.
Man? Yeah, that one there. That's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it kind of all kind of kicked into place. Of the,
And
you could say that.
what was your favourite one that wasn't shown, that we didn't have?
The 2005 Champions League final, Istanbul.
Right. Yeah, what a
Iconic.
that was.
Steven
Back from the
Gerrard.
dead.
The goalkeeper jersey.
Oh,
Yeah.
do that.
Just absolutely took over that night, didn't he?
We have our match report.
Yeah, go on and tell us.
Right, okay. So let me give you a breakdown.
If this is Raya saves a last minute.
He's getting against the wall. So Arsenal are team 1 as their reigning champions. They get home advantage. Liverpool are team 2. Let's give you a breakdown of what it says. So defensively, team 2 is an incredibly solid and modern defenses with the likes of Van Dijk and Robertson, while team 1 boasts the legendary Sol Campbell and Ashley Cole. Defensive setups would be a clash of the eras. In midfield, both midfields are packed with talent. Team 1's Patrick Vieira and Cesc Fabregas offer a mix of physicality and creativity, while Team 2's Gerard Alonso provide incredible vision and leadership. The attacking options are mouthwatering, with Team 1's Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp are pure class. It actually says oozing, so, oozing class. But Team 2's Salah's, Mane, Suarez and Torres promise relentless skill, speed and threat. First half. From the first whistle, both teams showed their intent. Teams 2 attacking quartet of Salah, Mane, Suarez and Torres pushed high up the field, trying to press Team 1's backline. But it was Team 1 who struck first. In the 20th minute, as a slick passing move involving Vieira and Fabregas saw the ball laid off to Henry, who effortlessly slotted it past the despairing Alisson. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh, no.
In the 33rd minute, Alexander-Arnold whipped in a perfect cross from the right and Fernando Torres met it with a powerful header to equalise. Raya had no chance. I was going to add in there, he had no chance, but he should have done better, like a Michael and Kanye. 1-1 at half-time. The second half started explosively. Team 1 took the lead again when Saka's pace down the right-hand wing left Robertson trailing. Saka's cross found Bergkamp, who controlled it beautifully, sold a dummy, and tapped it into the bottom corner. Team 2 responded quickly. A stunning long-range strike from Steven Gerrard in the 61st minute brought the game level again. It was vintage Gerrard, shades of the West Ham game.
Oh,
striking with precision and power.
I'm going to leave.
It actually says FA Cup final, but I wanted to say the West Ham game just in case anyone doesn't know. The game seemed destined for a draw, but in the 82nd minute, a brilliant solo run by Salah saw him dance past 3 defenders before slotting the ball between Raya's legs to give Team 2 the lead. Despite Team 1's relentless pressure in the dire moments, Alisson stood firm, making a crucial save from Thierry Henry's shot. The game finishes 3-2 to Team 2, which is Liverpool. Man of the match, Mohamed Salah, for his decisive goal, electrifying performance throughout. A match full of drama, skill, brilliance. What a game.
And Raya's let them down by getting necked in the last minute.
You know what I might do? I might do that again, but change the goalkeeper to Seaman and just see if it makes a difference.
Some things never change, yeah?
Oh, Tezor.
Well, that's Liverpool, the reigning champions then, the new champions of the AI.
Yeah, champions of the AI, that's it. We've got it.
Get someone on to challenge Liverpool. Mate, Connor, thanks for coming on. You've been amazing, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Before we go, have we got like an unpopular opinion or a quiz question or something for Connor?
Well, the unpopular opinion we've sort of covered, it was that about Trent's defending. However, there is another one. Where's the other one? The unpopular opinion that I saved up here was, we've done the Virgil van Dijk is overhyped. We've done that one. Yeah. Connor, agree or disagree? And then Levy, you can play devil's avocado. Yeah, Mohamed Salah is not a Liverpool legend.
He is a Liverpool legend. Absolutely.
Back it up. Back it up.
Go on then. Back it up and then I will argue against it.
He has had a number of chances to obviously move elsewhere. Big monies came in for him. for salary wise and fee wise. For me, it was when we didn't make the Champions League. Obviously, that's a big thing for the top players. A lot of them go elsewhere once they know they have no Champions League. He stayed put. Yeah, well, he stayed put, and his aim was to get them back into the Champions League and obviously go for more titles. He could have easily jumped ship, gone elsewhere, anywhere. He could have went anywhere he wanted, and he didn't. He carried on, and his goals, his assists, his stats, his everything, kind of speaks for itself. Season after season, everyone keeps on saying he's a one-season wonder.
That's a long season.
Wonder. Yeah, for a long time now. So yeah, I don't think there's any doubt of that he isn't a Liverpool legend.
Lever, Devil's Avocado.
Right. So for the record, I agree he is a legend. But for the sake of Devil's Avocado, I'm going to give you. He's not a legend. He's a cult hero. He's a club hero and an icon. But he's not a legend because he is not of the level in folklore of a Dalglish or a Fowler. Maybe with the retrospect of time, when he's retired and he's moved on, you may look back at his stats and you may look back at him as a legend, but at the moment he's not. Don't forget he's not homegrown the same way that Fowler was coming through, so he's a bit of an outsider. It could have been a Chelsea legend. All he's done is turned up for the money and scored a lot of goals and assists for you, and you can't argue with the record. But he'll be off at the end of this season for the money in Saudi Arabia, whereas a club legend would more than likely want to stay around and be a one-club man like a Mark Noble, or come back for less wages just to stay with you like a Colton Cole. So that's my argument why I don't even really believe, but that's my argument why
you're not selling it yourself.
You could say he came for the money and that, but he's been offered more money elsewhere, and he's still stayed. He's going to sign another contract. I actually read that this morning. Him, Trent, and Virgil are all in the process of getting that sorted. So I can't. The Salah's going nowhere. And he's just going to carry on doing the same shite he's been doing for the last couple of years and smashing it.
I said to Fraser, I think he's going to go out with a bang like this season. If he's just going to like take the shackles off him and just try to enjoy his football, he might even break all sorts of records this year. If he is going to go, he might go out with a bang. So well, the best of luck to you boys for the rest of the season, except when you come over to the London Stadium. Other than that,
December.
Mate, thanks for joining us, Connor. It's been epic, mate. We'll get you on again. We'll talk about some general football chat rather than just Liverpool. People listening, make sure you like and subscribe and comment. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify, Alexa, Amazon Music, all that stuff where you can listen. And you can come over to the YouTube where there's extra videos on there as well. Let us know if you agree with the 11, any players we didn't mention, any players that we put in that we shouldn't have done. Anything else to add, Kanye?
Well, to be fair as well, if anyone is going over to Tenerife to go and see Connor, where can they find you, mate?
In the hole in the wall.
In the hole in the wall?
And the saucer,
Have a beautiful night of Guinness with us. Why not? Right, listen, thanks for joining us. Until next time on
Opinions from Offside.
We'll see you soon. Keep balling, baby.